Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing a little first impressions on the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation and the Shape Tape concealer. I just got these in the mail yesterday and I wanted to use them as soon as possible. So I'm going to do a first impressions today, see how it wears throughout the day, see how it looks, all that type of stuff. So I've just cleansed and moisturized my face. I don't have anything else on there. I'm not going to put any primers on today just to see how it wears without a primer. So this foundation has SPF 15 in it and it says that it is meant to last 12 hours. So I'll test that today. I have work after this, so it's going to get a pretty decent wear. So we'll see how it goes. So it comes in a little dropper. So I've got about 5 drops on my hand. I don't know if you're meant to do like a full pump of it, if that's meant to be 1 drop, or if you're meant to do like little drops, but these are like 5 little drops. So I'm just gonna start off with that. I also bought the brush that is recommended to use with it. I think this is the one that's recommended to use with it. It's a little double-ended one for like foundation and concealer. So I'm going to try that out, and if it doesn't work, I'll just use a beauty blender. I usually hate using brushes for my foundation because I just don't have any good brushes, so we'll see how this goes. Wow, already that is covering a lot. I think I'm definitely going to need more than just those 5 drops because that's like probably half of what was on my hand, maybe a little less, but that's like, I didn't put much on and it looks really nice. This brush is performing beautifully as well. Oh my gosh. It looks extremely natural. I don't have many foundations that look this natural. I just put some more on the back of my hand, so I might just put it out onto my face like I normally would. That way we get more of an even distribution. I got the perfect color as well. I was scared this one was going to be too light. I did try Fair Beige in the Amazonian Clay foundation, but Sephora here doesn't sell the Rainforest of the Sea foundation, so I couldn't get a sample to see what shade I would be. So I was hoping that Fair Neutral would work because Fair Beige was really pink. Even though I've got a cool undertone, I think I'm leaning towards like a cool neutral undertone because I definitely pull a lot of pink, but like really cool foundations look extremely pink on me. This is a perfect match. On this side I'm just going in with my Real Technique sponge to see if it blends out nicely with this as well. It did blend out nicely, but it took away a lot of the coverage. So I'm just gonna go back in with another layer with the brush. So that has given like a medium coverage, like you can still see my acne, but it's not like really showing through. Like normally just for work, I would just leave it at this, but I'm gonna go in with 1 more dropper of it. I think what it's meant to be is when it's in here, you click once and that's 1 drop and then you put that on your hand. So that would be my 3rd drop here, if that is correct. So I'm just going to zoom you in. So the foundation isn't looking too bad. It looks like it's kind of sitting on the skin, but I think it's because I put so much of it on. So I'm just going to go over it with the Real Technique sponge and see if that kind of makes it like blend with the skin a little better. It still looks nice, like from my mirror that's behind the camera, it looks perfect, like it looks flawless, but when I look up close, it looks like it's just a little bit on top of the skin, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that helped it quite a bit. Alright, so my acne is peeking through a tiny bit, but I feel like if I go in with any more of that foundation, it's going to get too cakey and built up. So I'm gonna leave it as it is. It's still like a pretty good coverage. Like that is definitely on the full side of medium coverage. I rarely get any more coverage than that anyway, unless it's with like Kat Von D. So, and usually those are like quite heavy on the skin. This feels really light on the skin. I can feel that I've got something on, but it doesn't feel heavy at all. So feels really nice. I'm happy with that coverage for how nice it feels. I'm not going to go in with any concealer on my blemishes because I don't want to mess with the formula of the foundation. I want to just see how it wears as it is and with Shape Tape like under my eyes. So I'm going to go in with this now. I got the shade Fair Neutral in this as well. I just got the same shade assuming that the concealer would be the same shade as the foundation, but this means like this will be a highlight shade if you get the foundation shade. I'm not a huge fan of super highlighted under eyes. I prefer it being closer to my skin tone, so see how it goes. Might as well highlight my face seeing as it is such an intense highlight. I'm just gonna go in with the other side of this brush. Oh wow, that is a lot. Okay. Alright, I think I'm going to go in with the blending sponge for this. That wasn't too bad blending out with that, but I can't get close enough to my eyes. I think I could probably get away with way less of that next time. Okay, so the Shape Tape is looking quite heavy on my skin. It is like settling into my fine lines really badly around my eyes. So I'm going to set it with powder and see how that goes, but it's looking like super heavy. That could have just been because I put too much of it on, but it's like, whoa, it's intense. So I'm just going to finish off my makeup off camera and then come back at the end to let you know my final thoughts before I check in this afternoon. Alright, so I just finished off the rest of my makeup. The Shape Tape is settling into my fine lines like really badly. Let me just zoom you in. If you can see underneath my eyes, I look like an old woman. My under eye lines look so big, and it was already like that before I put on powder. Like if anything, the powder made it better. So I'm feeling kind of iffy about Shape Tape so far, although the rest of my face looks really nice. It looks pretty cakey around my chin as well. So I'm not sure how I feel about Shape Tape. It feels like, it doesn't feel bad. It feels like I've got nothing on still, but it just looks really heavy. So before I upload this video, I will be trying it out once, maybe twice more. So if my opinion on it changes, I'm gonna try using less of it. So if my opinion changes, then I will let you know in the description box. But so far, I'm loving the foundation. It looks so nice, and my face looks so full coverage. I love it. But up close, Shape Tape looks super heavy, so yeah. I just tried a flash test. It doesn't look like it gave much flashback at all, but that's also, like, I'm super light anyway, so you probably couldn't even tell if I did have flashback. So the time is currently 9:04 a.m. I finish work at 4, so 5:30 I'll probably check in, somewhere around then. So I'll see you then. Okay, so I just got home. So it is currently 5:12 p.m. So I have been wearing this foundation for about 8 hours now. It still looks pretty good. It has settled into my smile lines a little bit. I don't look oily whatsoever, which is something I was a little worried about. It is winter at the moment, so my skin's on the drier side, but I don't have overly dry skin, and this seems like it's a water foundation, so it seems pretty hydrating. My skin feels really nice, like it doesn't feel really heavy or cakey or anything on my face. It settled in a little bit into the pores on my forehead, but I think that's just the concealer. Like my cheeks look really good. I think the only thing that I'm not liking about my base is the concealer, and I think that could just be that I went in too heavy with it. Still, like 8 hours wear, it looks pretty good. So even though it does look quite heavy, it's still like really good for 8 hours wear. So I'm quite happy with the lasting power of both of those. So tomorrow I'm going to wear the same foundation again and just go in really lightly with the concealer, because I think I just went in with way too much concealer to start with. So I'm gonna try that and hopefully that will work a lot better. I really want to like this concealer because it's so hyped up. So I'm really hoping that it works for me. It's still pretty good, but there's a lot of concealers I use that look way better and last the same amount of time on my skin, so yeah. So I'll just update in the description box how it went tomorrow. I'm not going to check in anymore, but this is pretty good wear. I'm pretty happy with this. So if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Let me know if you'd like me to do any more wear tests like this with any other foundations. I don't try out new foundation all that often, but I can do that if you would like me to. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.